Hello, my name is Brianna Gogan, and this is my final project for Psychology of Learning. This is me. The learner I will be creating a learning plan for is Amy Gogan, my mother. Her goal is to learn common French greetings, phrases, and use basic vocab to introduce herself by July 13th, 2024. She'll be visiting France this summer and wants to engage in conversation to meet new people on a basic level. She'd also like to surprise her family with her progress, and as a current bilingual speaker in English and Spanish, she wants to prove that she'll be able to add on another language for personal fulfillment. Amy will utilize 3 learning strategies from How Learning Works by Ambrose and colleagues. First, she will use Create a Concept Map to analyze your own knowledge organization on page 59 of How Learning Works. She will be able to form connections between the French vocabulary she already knows, the cultural nuances, and different grammar rules. With this, she'll have a clear understanding of where she has strengths and weaknesses, and will be able to organize and design a plan to fill in missing knowledge. Secondly, Amy will use Provide Authentic Real-World Tasks from page 83 of How Learning Works. Here she will converse with French speakers, whether it be her family or locals at French establishments. This practical application will allow her to correct mistakes in a supportive environment while gaining valuable experience. Finally, Amy will set expectations about practice from page 147 of How Learning Works. She has to work faster and allocate more time to her practice since she is on a time crunch. Giving an outline of how many lessons need to be done by certain times and dates will ensure she understands the expectations for her practice. This time-bound approach ensures she remains on track to achieve her goal by July 13th. The motivation theory that Amy will utilize to learn French is self-regulated learning by Zimmerman and Schunk. Self-regulated learning emphasizes individuals taking control of their learning processes and setting own goals and approaches for learning. With this, I believe that it will be appropriate for my mom as she's determined, she's a planner, and tends to do her best learning when holding herself accountable through specifics. Since she does not have much time before reaching this goal, she also has to be urgent about her learning. Here's our plan of action. By April 27th, Amy will know basic greetings and introductions like hello, good evening, nice to meet you, my name is Amy, and I'm from the United States. To study, she will use Duolingo beginner lessons and must complete the first unit at 100% of lessons and tests. Amy will call her cousin in France to engage in a short conversation for 3 minutes to see how she performs. She'll receive feedback on her pronunciation and accent, which will be graded on a scale of 1 to 10. She must score at least a 5 on both. By May 11th, Amy will be comfortable with expressions like please, thank you, and how are you. She will be exposed to French media like shows, movies, or videos. This way she can witness generic conversation to implement herself. She will also continue with the Duolingo lessons and tests at 100% for Unit 2. Once again, Amy will call her cousin to engage in a conversation, this time for 6 minutes. She will be graded on accent pronunciation and must score a 6 on both. By May 25th, Amy will be able to have simple conversation about herself. She'll talk about her likes, dislikes, and hobbies. She'll also gain an understanding of how to express opinions and feelings and will get real-world experience by visiting French establishments like restaurants and bakeries. Along with completing Unit 3 of Duolingo at 100%, she and I will build fluency by playing out different role-play scenarios she may find herself in conversationally. Amy will engage in an 8-minute call with her cousin where she will be graded on accent pronunciation and she must score a 7 on both. By June 8th, Amy will have expanded her vocabulary of daily routine and environment as she begins to target specific themes versus overall concepts on Duolingo. She will continue to Unit 4 and hit 100% in lessons and tests. For grammar, she will begin to watch videos that go over the present tense as that will primarily be what she uses when speaking to others. In addition, Amy will write a short paragraph each day of what she did. Amy will have a 10-minute call with her cousin where she begins to implement everything that she's learned, including her daily routine. This call will be for 10 minutes, and she must score an 8 on both accent and pronunciation. The last few weeks of Amy studying will involve her practically applying her knowledge and building up confidence with the language. By July 6th, she'll have gone through the first 6 introductory Duolingo lessons and have spent a great amount of time reviewing those topics. With the time remaining after the first 6 units are completed at 100%, Amy will choose the topics that she is interested in learning about. For the last 3 weeks of her studies, Amy will call her cousin twice a week for 15 minutes at a time. She must score a 9 on both accent and pronunciation each time. Amy will use 2 planning prompts. She will use dedicated study time. This will be 6 to 7 p.m. each weekday and 6 to 8 p.m. each weekend. She'll complete her lessons at the same time each day to create a routine and establish consistency. She will also plan out a weekly schedule. Every Sunday, Amy will write in her calendar what lessons and tests must be done each day. She'll plan out her phone calls in France and will designate the times that she'll visit French establishments. This scheduling will ensure consistency towards her goal as she checks things off throughout the week. I believe this plan will be great for Amy. It is fairly simplistic since she primarily will be using an app to study. She also has a great upper hand given that her family members speak French and can help her out and give feedback. This fits her personality and hits all the goals that she would like to meet. Overall, I really enjoyed learning about learning. The course was difficult as I did have to expand my normal way of thinking, but it forced me to become a deeper analyzer and a better thinker. I've also learned that the minimum is never enough and you should constantly do more than expected.